Hello everyone, today on Wild Facts we will discuss what the difference between bees and wasps are. We will talk about many different similarities and differences. And looking forward to more of the series in the show. But for now, we're going to start talking about wasps. You see, wasps have darker wings than the bees, but sometimes they do have lighter wings. Wasps are usually bigger than the bees, but some are real tiny, like parasitic wasps that actually are parasites to other insects. Wasps also have a shinier, smoother build, and their stingers are not barbed, unlike those of honeybees, where their stingers are barbed. And once the honeybees pull their stinger out, they die because their stinger is actually an ovipositor connected to the ovary. But the ovary has no eggs in it because, well, only the queen bee lays eggs, remember? So, wasps, they kind of have a nasty reputation, but that's nothing to worry about at all because they're practically the same as bees, but they're not. Bees are furry, fat, but smaller than most wasps. And wasps chew on wood and can be kind of a pest because they chew on wood. And then they mix it with their saliva to make paper. In fact, most people believe that the Chinese was inspired by the paper wasp to make paper, and that's where paper originated from. So that's one fact that I could tell you. And you know the thing that you put on pancakes and waffles is syrup, right? But you can also put honey on them, and that's made by bees when they drink nectar, process it in their belly, spit it out in a comb cell in the side of their hive, fan it with their wings, and it gradually turns into honey. But it's all in a team effort. To make 1 teaspoon of honey, a bee will have to visit around hundreds of flowers. That means just one of those things of honey that you pour would be like 1,000,000 flowers. And that's another fact. Also, did you know that bumblebees actually can pull their stingers out because their stingers aren't barbed? And did you know that if a honeybee stings another insect, it can pull its stinger out because stingers can only get caught up in flesh and skin or fur or feathers or something like that. And no insects ever have anything like that. So now you're really thinking, but wasps and bees, they're also sometimes like, you see, are you wondering what a hornet is? Exactly. A hornet is actually a kind of wasp. So, if I needed to clear up any confusion right there you go. And a yellow jacket is also a kind of wasp. The cuckoo bee is a bee. And you're getting that? Oh, let me talk to you more about the cuckoo bee. Cuckoo bees lay their eggs, they're kind of like parasites. They lay their eggs in other bee nests. And if you've ever heard of a cuckoo bird, you probably know what I'm talking about. You see, they lay the eggs in other bee nests, and then the bees have to raise their larvae too. So that's one thing about the cuckoo bee. Bees are slightly more social than wasps. However, there are some bees that kill their own kind, or there's some bees that are solitary. There are solitary wasps as well, but the majority of bees live in colonies. Colonies build something that's known as a nest. Artificial nests made by people on honey farms are known as hives. And wasps, well, people don't usually raise wasps, but they don't know how important they are. In fact, ladybugs have the reputation of a farmer's best friend, but wasps should have a little bit too, because wasps actually kill and eat caterpillars. and pollinate the flowers. But I'll talk about pollination later. You see, when wasps kill the caterpillars, then that's less pests munching on the leaves, and that's good. Bees and wasps both pollinate flowers that's carrying pollen from one place to another. You see, killer bees came from Africa, but there was a kind of problem. When they escaped from a laboratory in South America, they became a huge problem. So, always make sure when you see a bee or wasp nest, don't get close. And bold-faced hornets are spread mostly around North America and can be a very vicious intruder if they make fun making a nest in the northern hemisphere of America. So, if you ever find a wasp nest or a bee nest in your backyard, be sure to call some sort of expert. And don't just try and take it down yourself, ever. Because you never know if that could have a very painful sting or especially an allergic reaction. Allergic reactions are very dangerous because if a bee stings you and you have an allergic reaction, you could get shocked, fall down. Maybe your allergic reaction is to have a big rash, or maybe to pass out. Who knows what the reaction could be, but it's never good. So always call an expert if you want a bee or wasp nest taken down. So that's another show from Wild Facts.